And can there just be less like fucking shit to fucking take care of?
This is one of the worst.
Are you having a bad day, Dad?
I think Mercury's in retrograde
today.
Mercury's in retrograde.
But you seem a little more edgy than I've seen you.
I've been in a bad mood like most of the night. I've had a really good week. Like I've been having a really good couple weeks.
Was it the text about Andy getting here? Or did that put you in a bad mood?
No, everything.
What was that text?
Ever since I woke up in a bad mood.
What was that text?
We'll talk about it.
I woke up in a bad mood. We can read those. Do you want to read that conversation? That might be kind of funny.
Well, let's
plays what?
But let's go in order, Dan. Why'd you wake up in a bad mood?
I don't know. Well, I think just because it's been an extraordinarily fun weekend. We had a great Starburns Halloween party. We hung out. Like it's just been good in general. Just been very happy, dreaming of flying and having a great time hanging out with Cody and stuff. And the weekends especially are like guilt-free hangout time. And now tomorrow's Monday, and I just woke up in a bad mood. So it's like, oh, tomorrow's Monday. I got to do the show tonight. I'm gonna, and I'm gonna get out of that, and I'm gonna be tired, and I'm still gonna have work to do, and I got to get up in the morning, and it's just like
I hate that you live for the weekend. You used to not be like that.
Do you look?
I know. Doing a lot.
Do you look forward to doing this show? This show here?
It's fine, but I enjoy doing the show, but when I don't want to have deadlines anymore.
And then what do you do on Monday? I don't really know what's up in your life these days.
Well, I don't even. That's part.
When did you ever?
Part of the reason I'm in a bad mood is because it's shit that I can't even vent about. You know what I mean?
Are you doing a new show right now?
It's shit I can't even go into detail about.
Talk about
because it's either violating an NDA or it's pissing somebody off or all this shit. And I just want out of that situation where I can just be myself and be like I can just go, good day, bad day. Bad day, here's why. Good day, here's why. But I can't fucking I'm not bitching about it. I certainly am.
Did you enjoy the Starburns Halloween party?
Yes.
Where Dino's band performed?
Yes.
He loved it.
Yeah. Very much. That's part of why I'm so cranky this morning. Because it was
you had fun,
I was living
weekend
my life the way I wish
you were.
It always
you were
was.
literally dressed as Ferris Bueller, who had a day off.
Yes. Yes. All right. So, and then today, this shit starts.
All right. Well, so okay. Here's I started it.
Wait, which thread is it? Is it what names?
It says Dustin, Steve, Dan, and Dino.
Dustin, Steve, and Dino. Okay, good.
Should Spencer read Spencer parts, or you guys want to just take it?
I'm not in this, as you heard.
Group text.
Because we're trying to fool you. If Andy texts you guys about when the show starts tomorrow, tell him 7.
Okay.
Fair. It's okay. I'm okay with that. So far, so good.
That's me. Because you want me to do that, right?
Yes.
So then Steve Levy texts.
I'm slightly retarded.
This is yesterday at 8 p.m. So Gino texts that. Steve Levy texts, haha, okay.
And then Dan.
And I text because I'm learning to use stickers. Feel the burn, and it's just a feel the burn sticker because it's the first one I learned to use. And then someone put a Mario hat sticker over that, and then I put a pumpkin over that, and then someone put a Mario mustache and a nose over that.
Anyway, there's a lot of stickers after that.
Yeah.
And then today I wrote with an exclamation mark, remember 7, because this is after I texted Andy and I said,
but in the meantime,
at 7.
I texted a Ken Bone. Remember 7, exclamation point. And Steve Levy said, got it. And then today at 3:21 p.m., Dino said,
can I sing a song tonight so I can plug our band's show on November 4th? I didn't write November 4th, but I'm adding that.
Is your band here? Is your band here?
Io's here.
Then,
and
yes,
then
I hope you do.
And I texted do. Yep, because I texted yep, but it autocorrected it to do for some reason. So do yep, and then Steve Levy, I think, put a sticker over that of a horse with a mohawk playing guitar, and it's animated.
See, I don't have that. I don't have the right iOS. And I said thanks, and who's drinking at the drawing room now?
And I texted a Henry Winkler as the Fonz giving a thumbs up. Because I had texted do and then yep, and then I typed yep into the sticker thing and came up with stickers when you get when you're saying yep. And so it's Fonz going like that.
So far things are pretty friendly.
Everyone's getting along.
Pretty friendly so far. This is Act 1.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff about my guitar and which one I should bring that we don't have to get into.
Why not? It's not going to take
Is there going to be a very strange turn?
Well, I don't know about strange, but it's
Mean.
about you. It's about
Is
you.
it mean?
It's about you.
Is it going to be mean? Should I leave now?
No.
Don't leave now.
But don't. But if you stay, don't interrupt this. So then Dino says,
I say, Dustin or Steve, is it better to bring an acoustic or can I plug in an electric?
and then you
I put a period and then I panicked and added a question mark.
Which makes it look like you're looking at your watch waiting for an answer. But
I just didn't want you to think I was dumb.
Steve Levy texted, acoustic is better, and then you texted,
I said, okay.
Steve Levy said, if I had to guess. And then Dustin, who's in the conversation the whole time, says,
Acoustic.
What is this sticker witchery? Why have I fallen off as a millennial? And then I texted, a grumpy old man in a ball pit.
That's hilarious.
In a ball pit?
Yeah, like it's a grumpy old person in a pit.
It looks
of
like
balls.
a lady to me.
Because that's what Dustin. I typed in like "get with it, old man" into like a sticker thing, and then I said, "That's you."
And I wrote "ha ha ha!" exclamation mark.
And then
because I don't do LOL.
And then Dustin wrote, "This is insane." And then so now I think we should skip over a lot of this. It becomes a lot of stickers because people are now learning how to use stickers.
Frankenstein's there.
Gina says, "Look like I need to renew my telephone," and there's like a cheese pizza dancing around it with a wizard cap. And then I put Steve Levy's head, and then Steve Levy says, "Dino, Andy just asked me what time the show is. Do I really say 7? I don't like lying."
Okay, so Act 2.
Right. So then,
Deep in active.
so Dustin says, yes, 3 exclamation points. He will probably still be 30 late. So Steve says, okay. And I say, because I love my Levy, I say, but why not tell the truth and let him either become a better person or go fuck himself? And then I realize I'm using the wrong language, and I say, or forget even better person. It's like he's late, he misses the show. Who cares? You know?
Yeah.
And
That's
Dustin,
even worse, Andy, I think.
Fair.
So
fair.
Dustin
Really?
texts,
All fair.
it's a bad habit, not a bad person. Steve Levy says, I'll split the difference and tell him we get to the green room at 7:30. I said, that seems truthy enough. Dino says, he wants... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He wants to be lied to. He told me. Which is true, right?
And Dustin says, Dino's his wrangler. And I said, fine, leave us out of it.
Yeah, and I pictured it with that tone of voice, too.
Yeah. and then Dustin says, I'll text him. And I said, my Levy no likey lie. That's my only stake in this. I love my son. Steve Levy says, I already told him we all meet in the green room at 7:30. Dustin says, and everyone on this thread is a bad person besides Levy.
And I wrote, I told him 7! But I knew he'd ask you, too.
And then Dustin sends a gif of the Lion King cub.
Starting out happy, but getting sad.
But then looking confused and sad, I think.
Yeah.
And then is that a middle finger to Levy or just a number 1? Okay.
I don't know. I'm too old.
So then Dino says,
it's not a lie if he likes it. Just like it's not abuse if I like it. Jesus, you pussies.
So then Steve sends the emoji that's a guy going.
Yeah, the scaredy closed teeth guy.
Yeah, that's what I use when people tell me stuff where I'm supposed to give a smiley, but I use it to simulate like my kind of like autistic tendencies. Like, I'm just like, do you want me to like tell you what you're fishing for?
So by the way, I'm writing all this while I'm driving, so I'm not really reading everything correctly. So I say, so now Levy lies and he'll be late.
And Steve Levy says, I didn't lie. And I say, I just go by high maintenance and low maintenance. So 1, I don't expect you guys to ever let us complicate such a simple matter for you ever again. And 2, Andy can't be on the show anymore. Even the guy in the wheelchair just says, I'm in a wheelchair, and has a guy that helps him. We don't have to pretend he has legs and shit.
I haven't even done anything yet.
Well, you did a whole life's work of things.
Okay, please, let's not.
So then I say, fine, more songs for me.
Exactly, I say. And then Dustin says, understood and agreed, and you also the only podcaster who's never been later canceled the show. He says a bunch of stuff that's nice about me.
And then I say, I've never been later canceled.
Yeah, and he says, also true, redacted. And then he says, thank you, and whatever, and all this.
And remember, the only thing I did is what time, and then they said, we all meet at 7:30 in the green room.
Yeah,
That's
and
the only two I got all day.
you've been late for the last 30 years of your life.
Andy, what time did you get here tonight?
7:30.
I was late for the first day.
No one else was here.
And
here. 7:30 in the green room.
We're not done.
Oh, there's more.
So Gino tries to last word it and says, I will say this.
I will say this. A guy in a wheelchair appreciates a ramp. And Andy appreciates being tricked into being on time.
Yes. You had my back the whole time. Thank you.
Maybe I should have said that from the beginning.
And I said, you were saying it the whole time. You didn't fail to make it clear, nor has Andy ever failed to make it clear that Andy needs everyone around him to become either dishonest or insane. It's just not as easy for some of us to cross that threshold. That's Levy's ramp, and building it profits me more. And then you say...
Yeah, forget it. We don't need all that stuff, right?
I think the only person I like in the story is Andy Dick.
He's the only victim. It was an argument about accessibility.
Thank you. Thanks for having my back the whole time.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I can't remember. I can't remember. That was years ago.
He was here at 7:30. I was here afterward.
I just got off a plane, and I drove straight to the drawing room because you guys said that you were both there, or that you guys were talking about being there. I get there. Dino showed me these texts, and I said, it sounds like Dan might be in a kind of a grumpy mood today. Like that didn't sound like the good mood, Dan, that you've been in for the last little while.
Yeah.
So I was right about that.
Yep.
Yeah, but that was just because you have the Sunday night blues because it's a school night.
No.
Yeah, so everything I'm filtering through, like, fuck everybody.
And it sounds like you really were just mad at me.
No, I'm not just mad at you.
Well, you were,
no,
and
you
I
weren't even a part of the conversation. I was
apologize.
yelling at Dino for, like, telling us how to treat you.
I know, that is weird.
I wasn't... I was like, don't fucking...
I mean, I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, but it is weird.
And I'd be lying if I said 90% of this shit doesn't start on...
We're like an old married couple. We're like, really, you're so protective and sweet.
I don't think we're a married couple. I think you're like my child and grandmother at the same time.
And most of the shit starts on Twitter with strangers because I'm like in the middle of something with fucking strangers because I'll
now we're getting to the bottom of it.
I'll tweet a link to an article and I'll go like, this guy did a good job writing this and being thought and making people happy, trying to give us a different angle on it. And there's always one person that's just like, some guy like tweeted and responded with like, oh yeah, that's really interesting, except he forgot to mention they're all racist. And I was like, you obviously, so read it again. I was like, you never fucking read it. And then he's like, I did read it again after reading it again. I think of being a boo boo boo. And it was just like fucking I was arguing with that guy all day, like in my head. I was just like, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like how can you use the word racist the way racists use the word race? Like you're fucking like being, I was like, what? Were they born? It was an article about how the reason why the country is like going into the shitter is because we long ago, like we fucking like we just constructed in this way. There's all these rural people perceive all the people in all of the cities as being like out of our fucking minds with no idea how reality works and vice versa. And it was just this article written from a typical Midwesterner who became a comedy writer who's like, look, I would be one of those people if I hadn't successfully fled to one of the, Hunger Games metropolises where I started dressing funny and understanding that edamame tastes good. I'm putting words in his mouth. It was from that perspective. It was very thoughtful and very like funny and very concise. It was just kind of like breaking down our mythology as a nation and how that is why it comes to this. That is why when we scratch our heads and go like, oh shit, we gotta, this is how a bunch of like fucking factory working white people all of a sudden see themselves as underdogs, and it's not all of a sudden, and this is all that happens. And it's just like, yeah, but you forgot they're racist. I'm like, that's gonna solve everything. That's fucking great. So they were born racist? Is there a fucking vapor in the like that's as dumb as and siding with the split as anything else. It's never gonna solve anything. I just like hate that shit. Where that guy didn't read the fucking article. All he's doing is expressing a fucking need to have attention. It's like he could. oh, I'm not going to be a sycophant and just say, oh, that's a great article, and I'm not going to read it, that's for sure. I'm going to scan the headline, and then I'm going to fucking barf this shit up because I want to be smart today. And it's like, everyone wants to be smart. Fucking grow up, you dick. I got shit to do. Don't fucking, like, everybody else just didn't say anything or didn't read it. Or you don't have to fucking do shit. You don't have to fucking respond. You don't have to respond. Stop responding. No. You don't have to respond. Blinking cursors cost nothing when you're making a web API. That's why they provide it for you. They don't actually think you have anything of value to say. And you don't a lot. You don't. Just say you're happy or sad. Use your I statements. I am sad, glad, happy, scared, jealous. I hope, I fear. No one can argue with your feelings. They will love you if you feel it and express it, but then you say shit. 45% of the police and if ever said it to their thing or to the second language to do that, you should live in your brain. You don't know anything. You're not a scientist. You're not Nova. You're just racist or not racist. You're just a fucking dickhead. You stop knowing shit and just feel something. Just say, I'm scared. Everyone will be like, oh my God, he's scared.
You make a good point. Remind me never... Just remind me never to ask you for any favor ever.
Well,
this shit
now,
is...
Dan, did that chick trip your bad mood, or were you already in a bad mood where that triggered you to get into the state?
I got shit that I'm not doing that I need to be doing, so I feel like a bad person. Like, so I wake up hating myself. I wake up going, fuck, I fucked up again. I got shit to do.
You need more blowjob dreams.
Real quick, why I just have this ability to not engage in people that might upset me like that. I just don't.
You're probably like the king of this.
I just don't engage.
Yeah.
I think, is it possible that, as a tactic to put things off and not do whatever this, secret thing is you're going to be doing tomorrow, do you engage
so
with
mad about the secret thing.
There's no point to engage
that
with
and
that
cookie
faggot.
collecting and everything else. Yes. Yeah, I play.
There's no point
I
to
got
engage
games
with
that are designed to suck my time, and I got and that is a thing I use to suck my passion.
You're so overworked that Steve Levy is
loser.
afraid. Like, this is a story from the other day. He was afraid to come up to you and just sign a few papers, and he's like, "Sorry, Dan, can you just sign a few things?" And you were sitting back and playing a video game, and he's like, do you mind signing a few of these? And you said, well, I'm not going to lean over. Like, he put him right there. They had to move him like 3 inches closer.
Oh my God.
Citizen Kane.
You're much like pundits who read rap lyrics aloud on CNN. You're leaving out my self-awareness.
I'm willing to hear that, and we talked about it, but I had to go for the laugh first.
I know, but it's like, but then someone goes like, "What a gross monster you are." I'm like, well, yeah, but it was funny. Like,
I know. I asked him in the car later. I'm like, that was kind of supposed to be a joke, right? And he's like, yeah, it's a joke.
I was very serious about refusing to lean forward.
Right.
I have a political stance about it. There's a whole. No, it was like the sincere part of it was that I was letting him know, because he was saying, "Is this a bad time?" And I was like, well, I'm not going to say it's a bad time because I'm playing a video game.
Right, yeah.
But I will be just honest and say, I don't want to fucking, like, honestly, I'm like being a big fat pig right now. Like, and I can't say that I'm fighting inner city crime. Like, so it's not a bad time. I'm not feeding the hungry. I just am so fat and so sad and tired. Like, I'm just, here's what's going to happen and here's what's not going to happen. It wasn't like Scott Rudin, like, throwing an ashtray and going like, stop making me lean forward. From now on, no leaning.
I'm so glad most of us are sad and tired. Jeff, you can learn a few things from this. Mr. Everything's Great.
It is. You know my secret? all that core work of leaning over and sucking my own dick.
Yeah, that's the price I pay. I'm not going to lean forward. So even in my dreams, I never get to suck my own dick. Like it starts with a simple action, and then your dreams get bigger.
You're like, Dan, will you suck your own dick? Well, I'm not going to lean over.
I'm going to have to...
It's like, I don't know what else I can do for me.
But the dick is going to have to move the mountain to Muhammad.
And like a typical Midwesterner, I then take that information and I go, and probably if you sucked it too much, it'd stop meaning anything. That's kind of the Wisconsin, like, why I'm not living in California argument.
Yeah, wow.
Like, those guys are going to fall in the ocean. Yeah. You can't go out to a place where the freeways are 4 lanes wide, with everyone speaks Spanish. You're going to die out there. I'll stay right here and freeze to death. Like I'm happy. I can't feel my fingers because I'm deliriously happy. You gotta, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, big shrugger. We got a big shrugger in the front row. Just took my attention a little bit.
Probably a Skull Juice fan.
Dan, what can we do? Maybe the answer is nothing because you have
to cheer me up.
Yeah, like if you got this burden, I know how that feels. Like I get panicked if I have to go pick up my dry cleaning in the morning. Like I have a bad night's sleep.
I think we have to just sell the studio. We just gotta go away.
No, you don't understand. All the shit that you're thinking of, like running the studio and stuff. It's not. It's the shit that's up to actually me. Like it's my old life where I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be a Jedi. Here's where I pick up a lightsaber and do that thing I'm supposed to be good at. Yeah. And it's like, it's not, like my therapist said, I told her the story of like how I was blocked writing this one thing, and she was like, so in other words, like the old Dan, like that guy doesn't work anymore. Like you can't just say, I'll take that and I'll be back and I'm going to write it. And it's like, that guy was like dying, like, season 6 of Community. That's why it's like the season wasn't much better than 5 or 3 or anything like that, and yet I was still like setting records sleeping on my couch because it was like, why is this show so hard? It was like that fuel tank was empty of like, oh, I'm a tortured genius and all this stuff, like, and the guy who's like delegating to people, like and collaborating with people during normal working hours, and then spending his time at home in bed being happy watching Netflix. Like that guy's fine and doing well and has a bunch of things to do, but that guy works it all into his schedule. But then the fucking dumb asshole that was like, I'll write this one. I'm like you're never, fucking idiot.
Because every time I either run into you or like hear about what's going on with you, you have 9,000 projects going on right now. Like you have a lot of stuff, and for me, any one of those things would be enough to make me have bad sleep.
Yeah, so I just...
So that's what I mean. I'm a lazy guy because, like, literally, if I have to... all I have to do is get in a plane tomorrow and go do improvisation somewhere where I don't have to carry any gear or do any rehearsal or know anything and can be half drunk. I still have anxiety dreams about missing the plane.
I actually have anxiety when I wake up and I'm like, God, I have to be at the drawing room at 12. Seriously. Oh...
Are you serious?
Yeah, like I'm like I got to get there by 12.
They miss you. You think, or what?
I love being there.
But why do you feel like you have to be there?
Because 12 is when they throw all the people that got there at 6 who've been doing coke all night long.
It's a sweet spot time.
And they expect
by policy, because now there's so many.
I don't know
hours.
if it's about them, although I do feel like they like me.
Mm-hmm. They do love you.
Yeah.
They love you.
Yeah.
But the old days of the old alcoholics that used to go in there, they're kind of like, some of them have dropped dead, some of them have left town. Yeah,
I remember going to the funeral of the first one that dropped dead. It was heavy because I was like, okay, we talked a lot and I had some funny stories. And
Which one? Who are you talking about?
It's this guy you won't even remember. He was at the Rustic. Not that old. I felt like about my age back then. Right. Yeah, and he would always come in and drink a glass of wine and tell funny stories, and I remember having a lot of funny stories about him, and I thought I'll go there and tell his family, and I go to the funeral and everyone's crying and his body's there and and then I hear, oh yeah, he just drank too much, and all my stories are from the Rustic Inn, the bar. So I felt like I'd have to walk up and say, yeah, I was his drinking buddy.
Right.
the guy I helped kill him. So I just kind of like just backed up and walked out of the church and went home. I didn't meet anyone.
But you stopped going to the rustic, and now you go to the drawing room.
Yeah, not because of him though, but
How many people from the bar's funerals have you not even gone to, but just known have happened? Like how many?
oh well, yeah. I guess at this point, like 10, 12. Yeah, I only went to the first one though.
But I guess if we hung out at a laundromat, we'd have 12
Right. Yeah,
laundromat funerals.
There's one guy that I mean, I've been going to,
Especially if people drank the laundry detergent.
We can't be blamed for that. Yeah.
I just turned 43, but I think I've been going to the drawing room, like, or rustic, like, near when I was on a fake ID. Like, that's how long. And there was a guy that I thought was going to be dead in a year or two back then. And he's still alive. But this guy has a glass eye. And one of the bartenders was there one time where he sneezed and his glass eye flew out of his head, went bouncing across the bar and landed, like, in the well. And she found it, and he was like looking around for it, and that was his good eye. she gave it to him. She gave it to him in a cocktail napkin. He put it in his mouth, like cleaned it off with his saliva, and stuck it back in his head.
Oh my God!
And he's still with us to this day. He's like, he's gonna.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
97% of them.